Hello everyone, I'm Gurjot from Visit and welcome back to the channel. And today we are all diving into the exciting world of music production, specifically focusing on DAWs and how to create a game music using FL Studio. So the main goal of this video is to get you all familiar with how to go about making music for your games even if you are a beginner. So having some background on music theory is helpful, but it's not needed. Let's get started. In this tutorial, we'll be creating an exciting track that you can use in your games. Let's take a quick listen to what we'll be making together. Now that you have a taste of the final product, let's dive into the tool we'll be using to bring this track to life. First up, what exactly is DAW? DAW, or DAW, stands for Digital Audio Workstation. It's a software that allows you to record, edit, mix, and produce audio. So think of it as your virtual music studio. With the DAW, you can create everything from simple melodies to complex compositions. Some popular DAWs include Ableton Live, Logic Pro, Cubase, and of course FL Studio. Each has its own unique features, but they all serve the same purpose, helping you bring your musical ideas to life. Now, let's talk about FL Studio. FL Studio is one of the most popular DAWs out there, especially among beginners and electronic music producers. It's user-friendly and packed with features like a step sequencer, piano roll, and other variety of built-in instruments and effects. Whether you're making beats, composing melodies, or designing soundscapes, FL Studio has the tools you need to get started. Plus, it has a vibrant community, and so you can find tons of tutorials and resources online. It is one of my favorite DAWs out there, and I use it a lot to make almost all of my music. Now, let's take a closer look at FL Studio interface and some of its key components. But before we do that, let's create a new project. So if I click on File over here and then choose from New from Template, and as you can see, there are a bunch of templates available for us. But I'm going to choose Empty because this gives us a project that has basically nothing in it. So that allows us to explore it from the very beginning. And yes, for now, I'll say don't save. And there you go. So this is a new project that has basically nothing added to this project. So on the left hand side, you will find the browser window. This is where you can access all your samples, instruments, and project files. It's super handy for quickly finding sounds and adding them to your projects. For example, over here, I can see there's a packs folder, and in here I have drums, and I can open that up and you can preview. And once you're happy with the sound, let's say if I want to add this 808 kick, I can just drag it and drop it on my channel rack over here. So similarly, you can do the same for other things. And there you go. The next step is the channel rack. This is where you can manage your sounds and instruments. You can add new channels, load samples, and adjust settings for each sound. So it's a really crucial part of you building your track. We already added a couple of sound samples to this channel rack, but you can also add a few instruments that I have. And let me just add a GMS over here. So this is one of the built-in VST that is given by FL Studio, so I just added to my channel rack over here. The next thing is this step sequencer. So this channel rack has the step sequencer part of this thing as well. For example, I have 808 kick added to it, but what if I want to play this 808 kick on every downbeat? So what I can do is I can click on this one and click on this other one, So, and I play this track, and right now you can see that my system or software is right now on the pattern mode, and I can click on play button. So it played 808 kicks on every downbeat, and the tempo right now is set to 140. You can adjust this tempo by just dragging on it, and or you can right click and then select from the presets over here. But I'll just stick with 140 for now. Nice. Now let's explore the piano roll, which is another next thing, big thing. So if I can right click on this one and again go to the piano roll, here's where you can see the piano keys over here on the left hand side, and you can lay down the notes in here. Yeah. So now if I try to play this pattern, it basically loops over this pattern over here, which is basically, for now, it's like a 1 bar. And I can drag this to make it last for the full bar. And I'm sorry, it's really harsh. And you can even adjust in different sounds. For example, if I go to the GMS over here, I can select some other things over here. So if I want to change from basses to, let's say, a lead, I can go to, maybe let's select this buzzin. And now the sound that you can explore is, oh, by the way, you can click on this once this has been like set to the piano mode or piano roll mode. So you can click on this directly and it will take you to the piano roll over here. As you can see, you can like lay down some notes over here. So I can do this, and I can add another note over here and play this. Yeah, not really something fun to listen to at the moment, but we can always adjust things around and then even reduce the volume for this as well. Maybe I'll just shorten them up here. See, it's really easy to just work around on this here. But now let's see the playlist. So for example, if I close down this piano roll, this is the playlist that we can see. So this is where you arrange your patterns. For example, we have created this one pattern which we have been opening. So you can open the channel rack from here if you click on this. And this is the pattern that we have created so far. So what you can do is, you can right click over here. You can even rename this. Let's say, let's call it like a dummy pattern. And then I can drag this pattern from here and lay down on my playlist. So you remember like when I talked, like there are two different modes over here. So we have song mode and pattern mode. So the pattern mode allows you to play this channel and it loops over this. So if I play this again, so what it does is it loops over this pattern again and again. But what you can do in the song mode is play, and let me just add this a couple of more times. And you can see there's like a brush icon that I have, and this is because this is set to paint over here. You can also like add like a draw button, which allows you to like place this wherever you want. And the paint allows you to like basically brush over here, and it automatically lays down things. But what's really interesting is that this playlist arrangement pattern, or I should say the playlist song pattern, allows you to like, you know, space things out over here. So for example, if I only want to play this thing every other bar, so what I can do is I can place it like this and then remove things and then play the song mode. There you go. So this thing is really super powerful that allows you to like construct your song, arrange it, and add different patterns that you can to this. And I'll quickly show you adding like a separate pattern over here. So for example, if you click on this, it creates a new empty pattern, and now you can also rename this. Let's say pattern 2, and then you can click on this view channel rack over here, and right now you can add maybe kick on every downbeat and upbeat over here, and maybe even throw in a cowbell. So I can switch to the pattern mode just to see how it sounds. Yeah, and then I can drag this thing, the second pattern, into this playlist over here, and maybe I'll fill it like this. Oops, I guess it needs to sit over here. And now if I switch to song mode, then you will see that my song plays alternatively between my different patterns. Now you can also zoom in, by the way, so you can just simply drag this scroll bar from above, and you will see that it's being dragged over here. And you can also like hover over here. This is basically for changing the clip size. So if you want to like increase the size or decrease the size, you can just hold over here and then drag up and down. This is super really useful when you're like trying to like make like slight small adjustments, and it really helps out with that. All right, so now in the next section, we'll start working on a soundtrack. So whether you're creating a soundtrack for a platformer, RPG, or any other type of game, there are multiple layers you can add with different elements to create a really captivating track. But for us, before we even dive into this, let's create a new project. And again, the same thing, I'll go from new template from here and select the empty. So there you go. Now, a really good practice is to save this project. So what I will do is I'll say, go to File once again, press Save As, and then choose the name of my project. And for now, I will say project. Let's go with demo over here. You can click on this button called Select a Project Folder, and then this will allow you to select where you want to store your project. But I'm happy with this one, so I'll select Save. There you go. So our new project has been saved over here. So now let me open up Channel Rack and we can get started. So first thing first, I want to lay down a bass because I feel like a solid bass line is really crucial for establishing the groove of your track. And I'm going to use like a really simple synth bass sound. And what I can do is I'll click on this plus button and go to I'll go with Sakura for now, and this thing has like a lot of presets available, so I can click on Bowed 6 over here. This allows me to like select my presets, and I'll switch to the bass over here, and there are a bunch of basses available. For example, if I select this one, and then you can play the MIDI keyboard. And by the way, if you don't have like a MIDI keyboard attached to your system, that's okay. You can enable this typing keyboard so that you can play using your actual keyboard, the typing keyboard. So you can switch between that, and if I don't have this selected, your keyboard will not work. But if you enable it, you can then play using your actual keyboard. There you go. So now I am not really a fan of this one. I think I'll go with this Fender picked FG. So I'll select that. And let me just view it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So what I will do is I'll right click on this and go to the piano roll. And now I want to choose what sort of scale that I want to work with. So one of the really cool tools that you can see that if you are like really new to the music theory, there are some helpful tools that FL Studio provides you. So here in the piano roll options, if you click on this drop down, then go to view, you can go and choose a scale highlight. Over here you can switch between different scales, and select the root note for your scale basically. Right now you can see that mine is selected to minor natural. You can even switch to major over here, and there are like a lot of different majors as well. I'll select minor natural from here and then choose the root note C sharp. And you can right click to select it so that it does just, if you like click on this, it will just turn off. For example, if I switch to minor melodic and if I click or left click on this, it just immediately switches it to it. But if you really want to select both of them in a single go, you can just right click on the one that you want. So for example, if I want minor natural, I'll right click on this and it still keeps the drop down open, and then I can choose the note that I want. So for example, if I want to switch to D sharp or C sharp, I can switch back and forth by right clicking, and I'm happy with this one, so I'll stick with minor natural and C sharp. So as you can see, some of these notes are highlighted in the piano roll. These highlighted notes are the ones that are in the correct scale we have selected, which is C sharp natural minor. So now let me create a simple 4-bar loop in the piano roll over here, and I'll stick with C sharp for now. And you can adjust your notes, length of the notes here as well. And I can preview my pattern so far. Okay, and maybe then I will just go 2 up. We'll come back down over here. And for the 4th bar, I will even go to let's go to E again. I feel like this is a little too low for my taste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Control and I will box select all of these, and then I can move them up 1 octave. I think I'm happy with this, but I feel like the tempo is a little too slow for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna increase the tempo, and let's see, something like 180. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this one. Now, since now we have laid down our bass groove, next up is maybe we should add some stringed instrument, maybe like a harp that creates a more lush or melodic sound. And so I'm going to use the same plugin. I think I'm happy with Sakura over here, so I'm going to just left click and then click on the Sakura once again, and this time I will go to string, and then I will choose harp 1, and I can preview the sound. I like it. So once again, I'll right click, go to piano roll, and then I will add some notes over here. I want to create something like a simple progression, that complements the bass line that we have. So what you can do is you can add some chords here, but for now, to keep this as simple as possible, I'm gonna add like single notes. So maybe you can start over here, and I'm gonna drag it out. This seems way too high for me, so maybe Yeah, I think I'm happy with this one. So what I'm going to do is maybe from here I'll go to as you can see, while I'm laying down these notes, I'm trying to make sure that I'm staying on these highlighted notes themselves and not on any notes that are not highlighted, because that will be make it sound really bad in a way, because again that note doesn't go in the scale. Maybe I can go once a bit here and go down to yeah, maybe let's hear what does it sound like. Okay, I'm liking this so far, but I feel like this is a little too busy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove few notes from here. Maybe this, maybe that. Yep, I think this looks good. This sounds good. So if I go back to my channel rack over here, and I can even adjust like some volume over here, because yeah, maybe this is too much at the moment, so I'm gonna just reduce it to 70%. Yeah, I think it sounds good so far. Now I think I want to add a simple synth-based sound on top of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here and then choose GMS. It's another VST. And in here I will go to maybe lead synths over here, and then yeah, there are a bunch of options that you can try and see which one you like best. So I'm going to choose synth 1 and see how that sounds. Yeah, that's too harsh. Maybe that sounds good, but that doesn't really go well with what we are doing over here. Maybe not. Let me see, maybe I can go with Okay, I think I have an idea of how I want to use this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start playing pattern. Actually, let me go inside the piano roll over here, and now I will add this. Yeah, and I'm gonna select this, and another shortcut is like if you hold your if you could do control down arrow button, it will take you all the selected notes that you have 1 octave below, and same is the case if you do for the up arrow. So it's a really quick and easy way to just move things around. Let's hear this back. Yeah, that's not too bad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add on the third bar over here, I'll add no. Yeah, I think that works for me. I like that one. Okay, I think I'm happy with that one, but maybe it is a little too loud, so I'm gonna reduce the volume from here. I'm gonna make it like to probably like to 60% for now and see how that sounds. And if you want to add like a metronome sound to this, just to see how it sounds on like different, like the beats. So this is, you can turn this on over here. Yeah, I'm happy with that, but I'm gonna turn off the metronome for now. All right, that sounds really good. So next up is, I think I like to add some sort of like pads to fill out the background, because pads can create that atmosphere and the depth in your track. And I'm going to choose like a electronic pad sound to fill that background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, and I think GMS also has some good pads over here which I can see. So if I go over here and go to pad and texture and maybe select the first one, okay, that sounds too sci-fi, and I'll probably just select something else, landing to E. Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. Maybe moon landing. Yeah, I think this one sounds good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the piano roll and I will lay it out. So let's see which sounds better. Yeah, choose this one. So now this time I'm gonna drag this out to fill all the 4 bars over here. So now if I play this out, I like this one, but I'm gonna again reduce some, maybe go to 60 again. Yeah, I think that sounds really good. Another thing that you can add to your system or to your track over here, and I'll just quickly close that, is maybe add some arpeggiator, which is I think it will sound really good. And I know like the PoiZone has like really good arpeggiators as well. And in this one, you can go to the presets over here and you can see all the things that have ARP written in front. You can add those. For example, if I choose the first one over here, and then I can preview that. Yeah, maybe it's too much at the moment. I will probably try something different, maybe swirl. That's a little too much. Maybe this one. Okay, this is too harsh for us. So what you can do is you can add, like this is LFO, and you can reduce this amount over here. So if I reduce it quite a bit, for example, let's go to something like 42 or something. Okay, let's see how this sounds with the track overall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside piano roll and maybe add it here, and then I'm gonna reduce the volume because I think this sounds too much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this up and play the overall pattern that we have created so far. I'm gonna play around with the amount over here and see what sounds the best for me. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this rate over here, but feel free to adjust it how you like it. So there you go. Now I think I am at a position where I think having this dynamic feel is really good. I can add some rhythm with this, with like a kick or a clap, and that solid kick will basically drive the track forward, and then the clap will add that classic backbeat kind of sensation over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a kick over here. I like this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this out and replace the sampler. Sampler is this like a empty sampler over here, so which I can replace. I can click over here, let go of this on the sampler itself. This will replace it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it on the every other beat. And let's hear how that sounds. I'm gonna start from beginning. See how powerful that makes this track. And let's also add like a clap. So let's go to the percussion and then maybe choose go down a little. Yeah, this one, and I can let go of in between so that it makes a new channel over here. So, and for the claps I will do it on every other beat only. So like that, and let's hear how it sounds. Oops, I think I've accidentally added a few more, and you can right click on this to remove it. There you go. Let's hear it back. Okay, I like it so far, but I think I'll just reduce the clap volume over here. So let's maybe 64. Okay, I think I'm really happy with how this pattern sounds. Okay, so now what I would love to do is now let's arrange this pattern over this playlist over here, and we can see how we can like play around with different structure of the song and then come up with like a full song over here. So I'm gonna cross this out, and another thing that I really like to do is I can right click on this pattern and I can say where is it, split by channel, and what this will do is basically it will split all these different things that are right now on the single pattern. It will split them by each channel so that each channel will have its own new pattern. So this is really handy if you want to like split it over here. So what you can do is you can drag it out, and this is just the kicks. So if I play the song mode, right, and you can then drag this out. This is adding clap. There you go. So for now I'll just remove it, and over here you can do is, oops, I can select from the first one and then hold your shift button, and I can select all of them and then drag it out over here. And this one is shorter than the rest of them just because there's nothing over here, but you can drag it out so that it matches everything. What you can do is hold your control, box select everything, and then you can either do Control C, Control V to copy paste, or you can hold your shift button and then drag it out This allows you to make a copy of this, and then you can let go where you want, and then you can hold shift again and then drag it out. And again, you can do this, and you can do it again and again as long as you want. So now I definitely think that I don't want to start everything from the very beginning. I slowly want to build up my track. So what I want to do is I'll switch to this mute button. What it allows me to do is it basically mutes that a single pattern in this track over here. So I can click on that. As you can see, it turned it became a little subdued over here. So what it allows me to do is basically mute it out. So what I want to do is I slowly want to build it up. So what if I don't add these to either and just start with what I have over here? Maybe not. Maybe I need some sort of background over here, but let's hold off adding the kicks back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to see if I can yeah, let's build it up for a few minutes, for a few seconds. So after 10 seconds, as you can see over here, the second marker, and after 10 seconds, yeah, it will slowly start adding more things. So in here, which I will see is basically adding everything else. So let's hear it back from the very beginning. Okay, I think that's coming along really nicely. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just hold control again and then do the box select once again and hold my shift button, and this time I'm gonna use the draw and hold shift button so that I can drag it out. There you go. And then I can probably do it once again, and I'm just gonna expand it out so that I can have a little bit more room. So I'm just once again do these 4 and hold shift and drag it out. And now I feel like after, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, I want to introduce a slight change over here. So what I can do is I can go back to mute once again, and I can say I want to turn off these two, maybe over here as well, but then it picks back again. And after that, I will slowly start to fade out this so that it was looping over here. But what you can do is, if you want to like end it without looping, what you can do is you can go back to this draw button and then stretch any one of them out just to make it and there you go. That basically is the end of your track. But if you don't want to do this, and if you want to loop it again, you can just don't do this, and what it will do is after finishing off, it will go back to the very beginning from here. So this is a really good technique for the games, because again, in games you usually don't want to have like non-loopable tracks, just because again a game track can go on and on. But again, it's up to you how you want to use this. But I feel like I don't want to like have any sort of non-loopable element. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow this to be loopable. So I'll just do this. There you go. So make sure to save your project, by the way. And I think I'm happy with the track that we have made so far. So the next step is to export out this track. So for that, you can go to File and then go to Export, and over here you can choose between different formats. I will suggest you use WAV file because this is the highest quality that you can get, but if you just wanted to see how it sounds, you can always choose MP3 and then you can hear it out. But I'll choose WAV file, and it allows me to like store this, and right now it is storing it in the same folder for me in the project demo, and I'll say I'm project demo WAV. That is fine. I can press save, and then it gives me more options to select. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say yes, it's a full mode. I just want like a full mode, which is gonna be the playlist over here, and then it says cut remainder. Yes, I do want to cut remainder so that it doesn't add any silence at the end. So just make it cut remainder, and I can choose WAV, which is it is, and 64 to I'll choose instead of 16-bit, I'll choose 24-bit because that's like a high quality. And yes, it is a stereo. And over here you can choose the 24-bit 24-point sync. I think that will give you more like an average quality, but for now I think 24 is fine, but you can always go with the highest quality over there. Anything else is something that is like more like advanced versions of things that you need, but for now we don't need that. We can simply say start. And there you go. I'll quickly open it up in my Window Explorer, and I'll bring it over. There you go. So here are like two of these main files, but don't worry about those. I think one of the options that I had was like splitting the mix of tracks, which you don't need. You will find that you have one WAV file over here, but right now both of them are like identical, so you can play any one of those. So let's listen to this. There you go. So we have a track, and as you can see, this is like a full track over here, and I'll just play it at the end. And I don't have like a loop turned on, but if I do, it will slowly repeat itself as well. Let me do this again. Yeah, it sounds abrupt because again, media player is not the way you handle the loops in your songs. But if you do this in your game engines, or if you use Fmod, which we will do in the near future, we can adjust how we want to loop things. And there you go. So now we have like a full track available in the WAV format. And there you have it. Your game music track is now ready to be used in your projects or shared with others. In the next video, we'll take this track we just created and import into our Unity game project. We'll also explore how to use Fmod to play the music seamlessly within the game. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tutorials. Let us know in the comments what you would like to learn next. And once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.